What's going on, guys? So I'm gonna redo my projects video that used to be the channel trailer on here because the first one, like my beard was all uneven. I sounded tired. I looked terrible. It was boring to listen to. I was like, man, this is really awful. I gotta redo this at some point. So here it is. I'm gonna redo it right now. It's going through all the projects, both old ones. I mentioned a couple of new ones, and just give you guys a rundown on the kind of music I like to play and all the bands I'm in, stuff like that. So I'm gonna start off with my favorite band right now. My very first band I ever played live with. First band I released music with. Gonna be Soul Survival. So that started back in 2014. We released the EP for that, and at that time it was just me and the singer. Recorded that at Ket's house, and we cycled in through members like quite a lot. Like I think we were on our second singer by the time we played live, and we had cycled through probably about 10 or 15 guitar players, 4 or 5 drummers. We had 2 keyboardists, and it was just it took a long time before we actually started playing live in 2017. But that was the first band I ever made myself. I made these big posters, hand drawn, said looking for these people, and had hand drawn Twitter and Facebook logos and everything like that. And it was just crazy. I met a lot of really cool people that ended up staying in the band, but that was the first stuff I recorded with the band. That was the first live shows I played. And that was the first time I ever made any real money playing a show, anything like that. It was just a really, really awesome time. Like, those guys are my family. We still keep in touch. When we see each other, we can. It's really awesome, and I just really, really miss that band a lot. And I kind of wish we were still playing, like COVID didn't mess everything up. But right now, we're not playing live. Right now, we're just kind of working on some new music, sketching stuff out, and pretty much just seeing where it goes from there. But there's definitely there's definitely a lot of stuff I miss about playing live in Soul Survival. I had a lot of good times with the guys and the girls, and just chilling at the space, and like going celebrate after shows and stuff like that. It was just really cool. Met a lot of great people, and it was like a really, really fun time. And yeah, I really miss Soul Survival a lot. Like, can't wait for it to come back. But next band is like my main band right now that I'm actually preparing to play live with is Sons of Issachar. So that's me. That's my buddy Cat, who you've seen on my profile multiple times. He's either playing guitar, recording something, or just being crazy. And that's my buddy Rich, who used to drum for a band called Illusion in Gainesville as well. So back in 2013, back when I started doing music, Cat was still kind of starting it. It was already sort of there, but he didn't have too much of like a unified kind of concrete concept. So he asked me to play on some of his tracks when he was recording me when I was doing the Heavy Breathing EP. So I recorded on his tracks, and then I was a session player for about 2 years, from about 2013 2015, and then he just asked me to be like a full member. So I said yeah, and then we worked on some stuff. We released Design Epic EP, and we released playthroughs and little snippets here, but we never really did like anything like super like professional, like a promo and everything like that. And then we were working on something one night, and then he said, "Oh yeah, Rich is interested in joining the band." I was like, "Message him right now." So he messaged him. Rich said, "Yeah, I'm in." Rich has a place we can practice and everything. So right now we're getting ready for shows. Should be ready for shows by next month. Should have an EP coming out, hopefully around February, March as well. Just released the EP in August called Meta Narrative. Did the music video for Southside as well with Patrick. That was really cool. That was like the most professional thing I've ever done, and oh man, it was just a great experience, and it came out really great, and I am so proud of that. Um, but yeah, that's my main band right now. The one that's mainly getting ready to gig and do live stuff. Be Sons of Issachar. That's Soul Survival is like more like symphonic metal, kind of thrashy kind of stuff, speed metal stuff, and then Sons of Issachar is instrumental techno death metal. So those are the two main like live bands that I want to have like as live bands, and those are my like two main projects that I invest most of the time in, as far as like practicing and stuff like that. And then after that, I have my doom metal project Koja, which started back when COVID hit. Actually, I started while we were in lockdown for those 5 weeks, and that's like really slow, like 30 BPM, 20 BPM stuff. Black and gray aesthetic, black and white, really kind of sad, dark kind of stuff. And my that's my favorite solo project. I don't ever plan on performing any of this live, but that's my favorite solo project just because it like really encapsulates or in encapsulates is what I meant to say. Yeah, encapsulates. Oh my goodness, sorry. Um, it's like all my like native emotions and feelings and everything like that. So it's like kind of the pure expression of that side of me, like all my negative and everything like that. So I get to let that out, and it sounds really cool. And that's actually, I think, probably one of the projects people like the most. Surprisingly, because I've had people, random customers at Guitar Center tell me it was really cool while I was playing it. I had people tell me they studied along to it and like smoked to it. I'm like, wow, that's cool. I didn't think anybody would like this stuff, but yeah, that's really really cool. It's like really also kind of nature based. Like the first EP was all pictures of trees and stuff like that, and then the second EP has that forest feel to it, and then the third EP also takes place in like a spirit forest and everything. So it's also really about like nature and trees and the beauty of nature and nature biting back and stuff like that. So it's a really nice concept. I really enjoy it. I'm not really actively doing it right now. I'm gonna be doing Halloween songs every year, and that'll be in the Koja lineage. But as far as doing like a full EP or anything like that, fully bringing it back, not really doing that right now. But it is a really fun project, and that trilogy of EPs plus the creation of the Reaper song I did for Halloween, I love it and very very proud of it. I'm surprised as popular it is, but I love it. And the other one I have, this all instrumental project, is Project Schism, one of my solo projects. So that was actually the very first project I recorded when I did the Heavy Breathing EP way back in 2013. And the only reason it actually really came about was because I was in a band with like 5 other people, but nobody was taking it seriously, right? Nobody, like the singer didn't practice, and then when he did practice, he blew his voice out every single time, and then the guitarists weren't practicing, and then the drummer was also with the other guitarist not practicing, and then the singer had lyrics but didn't want to show them to me, and it was just so I just left that whole band behind, right? And then I had about 5 songs, and I wanted to record something. I was kind of getting tired of telling everybody, "Hey, I'm a musician." They asked, "So you got any music out?" And I say, "No." So I had these 5 songs. I didn't have a microphone to record vocals anyway, so there's that. And then I also didn't want to bother writing lyrics, so I was like, these 5 songs are good. This will be the name of the EP. This will be the artwork. Cat chose the artwork as a joke, but we both liked it, so he did that. And then this is going to be the track list, and yeah, that was it. So that was the first project I ever did, first thing I ever recorded and put out. And then I actually didn't come back to it until like 2020 probably when I started working on Tony D Kage, because it was just I was busy with Soul Survival a lot, doing like Sons Viscar Studio stuff, and then COVID hit, and then I was stuck in a house, and I was just like, I can make another Project Schism album, why not? So I made Tony D Kage. It's like an anime concept album story kind of thing, and I'm like, oh, this is really cool. I can instrumental. I ain't got to worry about anyone else really being involved. I can write, record everything, mix everything myself. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I need to continue this. So I'll be working on another album for that this year as well. And that's just kind of my instrumental, do whatever I want kind of thing. I pick a theme for the album and I just write based off that, and there you go. And it's easy to mix because there are no vocals. So that's Project Schism right there. And then I have a punk rock project called YMFS, which stands for Your Mom's Favorite Snack. And that, my buddy Mark came up with that one. Me and him used to work together at Guitar Center. And he used to come over to my house a lot. We used to chill and hang out and talk about music and whatever. And he played a riff. And I was like, that's really cool. We should record that. So we recorded it. And I was like, okay, what tone do you want? And like, oh, put this tone on it. So he put the tone on it, and he wrote like a drum part and then the rest of that section. And then he came up with like the name. First name was Friendly Fire, but that was already taken by another local band, which I was happy about because YMFS is way better. And he wrote the first half of the song pretty much, and I wrote the second half. And then I was like, well, we can make another song. and then we like made another song, and then made an EP, and we had like a sort of a band at the time, but Mark couldn't play drums full time in it, and the bassist was in another band, and that took his time because they started playing a lot. So that's just like a studio project right now, but I definitely wouldn't mind playing YMFS stuff live at all, especially since I would do guitar and vocals in that band, because I was going to do bass, but once I heard the songs back, I'm like, I really want to play these riffs on guitar live. So if that ever does become a live thing, I'll be on guitar and vocals with that. But that's my punk project there. I'm actually going to be working on a new song for that this month, so really excited to get on that again, just like get the raw punk vibes going, and just be in a band where I can like move around and do stuff, because I'm just playing simple power chords and stuff like that. So that's really nice, really energetic, and it's punk. You know how it is. It's just punk, talking about politics and hating your job and all of that stuff. So yeah, and then my most diverse project, I guess, would be Barthandelus the Dragon, which is what I like to call fantasy rap. So I just pretty much rap about dragons. I've released the first and so far only EP for that earlier last year. I think it was no, I think it was like July last year or something like that. Maybe I finally released that, or some point. I forgot when I released it. I need to look at that, but that's pretty much me rapping about dragons. Pretty much rapping about dragons and fairies and nymphs and all that kind of like magical, mystical stuff. There's nothing about guns or drugs or nothing like that, because I didn't grow up like that, so I don't know nothing about that, and I ain't no poser. So, yeah, rap about dragons. I'm working on 2 new EPs for that this year as well to continue that story, and just really just get more into like that, because it's interesting to not have to really record anything except vocals. And if you ever play it live, you just have to have a mic and no instrument, and just it's something different for me to try out, and I wanted to try. Some couple of my friends made it possible, and I loved it, and it came out really well, and everyone else I know loves it. So that's another project that I'm going to be working on, a couple more new things this year. And I have 2 new projects I'm going to be starting this year, and I can't mention them by name because I don't want you to take my intellectual property. But one is a jazz project. I'm debating whether it's going to be all piano and vocals, or piano, bass, and vocals, and drums, or how I'm gonna write the music and record it. But it's going to be a jazz project, which I'm really excited to, because that just popped into my head and I went with it, and what I have so far sounds pretty good. So I'm sort of excited about it. That'll be coming out later this year. And the other new project I have is gonna be kind of like, I guess I'll describe it as like a gothy grunge kind of project. It's not like super crazy, super heavy, super fast. It's more just kind of, it's not too Joy Division-y, but it's kind of like, if you ever heard of a band called Push Button Press, that's kind of more what it's like. It's a little grungy, little gothic, but it's cool. It's cool. I have like a really cool concept in my head for a really cool like music video idea. The song is pretty much like written. Well, most of it was sketched out way back when I was working at Guitar Center, because the guitarist at Push Button Press actually worked at Guitar Center with me, and I wanted him to like help me finish writing it and stuff, but that never panned out. But it's I think it's gonna be really cool. Like the lyrics I have written for it, I really like. I like the instrumentation of it. Nothing too crazy, nothing too simple, but still really like ear grabbing and eye catching. And I'm really excited for that as well. So a lot of projects, a lot of stuff going on. I have another project that isn't music related that took most or really all of last year, which is why my music output was like lower than normal. I think I only released like 5 projects when the year before I released like 8 or 10. So that took away a little bit from that, or a lot bit, I should say. But that project's pretty much done now. I just have to do some final phase stuff for it, and then I'll talk about that probably May or June, and then you'll see how that goes. But that's all the musical projects I have right now. everything I'm gonna be working on throughout this whole year. If you saw the studio tour, you saw the calendar, like stuff's on there, some stuff, not everything, but it's gonna be a very busy year. Gonna have a lot of music, a lot of music videos, playthroughs, lyric videos, and gonna be doing some covers as well. They're just gonna take some time because I gotta write it, record it, send it off, and film everything. So yeah, it's gonna be a very busy year. It's gonna be a good year. Lots of content, lots of fun, lots of noise. Um, yeah, it's gonna be a good year. I look forward to it, and hope you guys look forward to it as well. If you guys like this video, you can like, comment, subscribe. Thank y'all for watching, and rock on.